This is on Jackson Lake, Grand Teton back there, Mount Moran right behind me. And this is a poem which I wrote based on a true story that happened to me. I got so mad floating down the Whitewater of the Snake and got tossed out of the boat twice that I came home and wrote this poem about it. I call it Whitewater Cowboy. Well, the grandkids called me up one day and said to the Snake River they was headed to play. They urged me get off my pony and come and ride on their raft and have lots of fun. Well, I've been working quite hard. I could use a break. Fixing fence and bucking hay is making my back ache. So against my better judgment, I decided to go. Come on, Grandpa Jonesy, they pleaded. I couldn't say no. Well, we met at West Table Creek according to plan. They was dressed all in swim togs and had a beautiful tan. My western shirt and jeans looked quite out of place. My cowboy hat and boots they said they'd replace. Well, in the trunk of their car, they found t-shirt and cap, which sort of fit, but on me looked like crap. But try as they might, they couldn't find shorts, but it was plain my Wranglers was quite out of sorts. So I took out my leather man and I cut above the knees. My lily white legs could now feel the breeze. And what a sight they were, having never seen sun. The color of mayonnaise, the grandkids poked fun. I insisted my boots would have to stay on. A mighty tough argument, but I finally won. So now, somewhat decked out in rafting attire, I was ready for anything, no matter how dire. They unloaded the raft. It ain't got no saddle. Where do I sit? They said I must straddle one of the chambers, a big tube that goes round. It don't look safe to me. What if I drown? It's perfectly safe, they lied through their teeth. Just wear this life jacket and you won't go beneath the water if you should happen to fall out of the raft. I'm beginning to think these kids is plumb daft. They hand me a stick instead of some reins. I'd quit right now if I had any brains. The flat end of this stick is meant to propel this raft down the river, or straight down to hell. They shove off from the bank. The feeling is weird. It's spongy and pitchy, just as I feared. They teach me to row this gall-darn contraption. I think I've got it. I'm ready for action. The first bouncy wave gives me quite a start. My bowels contract and let out a fart. The kids yell, "Grandpa!" But I shift the blame. This tube sprung a leak. My excuse rather lame. Through Station Creek Rapid and Blue Trail Wave, floating past Dragon's Back, I try to be brave. Then a mile-long calm stretch they call Gauging Straits. My heart finally rests from its palpitates. They warn me what's coming up around the bend. The mighty kahuna, a wave that will send you straight to the bottom if you don't hit it right. Their words of caution give me a fright. I've got a death grip on my flattened end stick. The big one is coming. This sure ain't no crick. The wave's frothy top is towering above. It slams into the raft and gives me a shove. Over I go into the deep. All I can think of is blinkety blank bleep. I'm holding my breath and my paddle too. I'm glad I donated to search and rescue. When I finally surface, I'm gasping for air, and I see that the raft is no longer there. I feel a great panic welling inside. Drowned in a river, they'll say how I died. Then from somewhere behind, a hand grabs my collar. "I've got him now," I hear grandson holler. They drag me aboard that murderous boat. I'm coughing up water from deep in my throat. They have a good laugh at Grandpa's expense. You'd think they'd want to make recompense. But no time to lecture. The river is flowing. On toward Lunch Counter Rapid we're going. I hardly get set when those monstrous waves pound us. "Dad, blame this river!" I fervently cuss. Over I go, again in the water. I'm gonna die! Like a lamb to the slaughter. This time when I surface, I'm madder than hell. This rubber bronchus tossed me twice before the 8-second bell. It's been years since I was piled by a renegade horse. Now this rubber cayuse has cause for remorse. For I vow my revenge on this raft and this river. I feel resentment clear down to my liver. I cowboy up as I climb back in and straddle that tube with an evil grin. California curl wave is just dead ahead. I swing my flat stick and chop off its head. I yell and I scream at each passing wave. My anger and shame has made me real brave. I jab each white wave with a stick in my hand and yell, "Curse you, Moby Dick! You'll soon wear my brand." I get madder and madder as the raft turns along. Hate fills my heart for doing me wrong. Only one big rapid left and it's roaring ahead. Gates of Paradise has claimed its share of the dead. This rubber bronc is bucking like out of the chutes. I'm gripping its sides with my cowboy boots. We hit that last wave with hammer and force. This rubber bronc rears just like a mean horse. I rear back my heels, the beast starts to lunge, and drive him hard into its tube as we plunge. A loud pop is heard, the rubber bronc goes down, and leaves us all a-swimming around. One piece of advice a cowboy should take: don't wear your spurs when you whitewater the snake.